The newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. The Interagency Task Force approves to downgrade NCR to Alert Level 1. Metro Manila is now under Alert Level 1 effective on March 1st until March 15. This comes after the IATF approved Metro Manila Mayor's recommendation on to place the region in the lowest alert level. Now, aside from NCR, the areas under Alert Level 1 are flashed on your screens. Now, the health department, meanwhile, logs over 1,000 new COVID-19 cases today. This brings the caseload to above 3,661,000, some of 52,900 of which are still active. The virus killed 51 more patients overnight, pushing the death toll to more than 56,400. Meanwhile, survivors are now at 3,551,000 with almost 2,000 new recoveries logged overnight. 5% out of more than 25,300 tests recently conducted yielded positive results. The mayor of Infanta town in Quezon has been wounded in an ambush attempt earlier today. According to Quezon Governor David Suarez, Mayor Filipina Grace America was in her car after attending a mass when she was shot by unknown assailants. America was already airlifted to a hospital in Manila. We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. In case you missed it, Metro Manila is now under alert level 1 from March 1st until March 15. Aside from NCR, the areas under alert level 1 are flashed on your screen. Now, some of the NATO allies continue to beef up the assistance to Ukraine. The Great Britain vows to provide additional military support, including naval ships, army units, and Air Force fighter jets. The United States, meanwhile, offers a $350 million worth of lethal defensive weapons, while Germany is expected to aid Ukraine with 1,000 anti-tank weapons and 500 Stinger-class missiles. Now, these countries have earlier imposed sanctions on Russia. Let's now take a quick look at today's other top stories. 13 Filipinos evacuated from Ukraine have arrived in Poland after the Russian invasion. Foreign Affairs Secretary Teddy Boy Locsin welcomed the evacuees in a border crossing station. The evacuation of affected Filipinos to Poland is part of the DFA's efforts to ensure the immediate safety of Filipinos in Ukraine amidst the conflict. Our cargo ship, manned by Filipino seafarers, was hit by an errant rocket while sailing off Ukrainian waters. 21 Filipino crew members of MV Namura are now calling on the government to help them return to the Philippines. The ship is now reportedly sailing towards Romania after the incident, but it's not yet clear when they will reach their destination. And around 100 homeless overseas Filipino domestic helpers in Hong Kong were rescued by non-government organizations. This as they were reportedly fired from testing for testing positive for COVID-19. In an interview with Philstar.com, the group NGO Help for Domestic Workers said 90% of employees they rescued are OFWs. Three-time Paralympic medalist Millie Knight shares the challenges she faces during her games. Her story in this Bloomberg Quick Take.
I love the freedom that skiing gives me.
Millie Knight has been skiing since the age of 6 with her mother as her guide.
It was really good fun and a great opportunity to ski with my mum as an intro into the sports.
That's when she started losing the majority of the sight in both eyes from an infection. The 23-year-old is a 3-time Paralympic medalist and a 2-time world champion, skiing in all 5 alpine disciplines from slalom to downhill. Now she's competing in the 2022 Beijing Paralympics.
To be in my 3rd Paralympic Games is pretty amazing. I'm very lucky to have had the experiences of 2 prior games that I hope I'll be able to take the experiences and knowledge into Beijing.
Millie doesn't ski alone. Brett has been her guide for the past 6 years.
It's a very unique relationship. I'd say we were probably best friends now. And the way that we get on is pretty amazing, considering that, you know, he spent 6 years putting up with me, which I think he deserves a medal in his own right just for that. I'm 1 sense down. Being visually impaired means that actually one of my other senses, like my hearing, has been heightened. So I can pick up a lot of information from the snow and from the sound of Brett's skis. I've obviously got the Bluetooth headsets and our helmets, so a microphone and an earpiece. So that's where I'll be listening to Brett, but also he wears a luminous orange jacket and skis in front of me. So I'll be trying to follow that as much as possible too. You know, whether it's bumpy, whether it's icy, soft, all sorts of things like that, that he doesn't need to communicate to me, which is pretty helpful when you're traveling at speeds of up to 120 kilometers an hour. There's not a lot of time to communicate things like that. Then I will also communicate back to him, saying whether I can still see him, whether I can't, whether our distance is too great or too small.
Like many others, COVID has made her trainings even more challenging.
During the first lockdown, it affected us quite a lot. There was a long period of time where we were off snow, and actually the time at home actually enabled me to work very, very heavily on my fitness and my strength.
And 2021 was a tough year for both. Millie had her 4th concussion, and her guide Brett was recovering from a knee injury.
It was really difficult, heartbreaking, and very, very mentally challenging as well. It's something that took a lot out of me and took a lot to push through as well.
Millie says dealing with fear is one of the biggest tests in her skiing career.
Doubt came in, fear was there. I genuinely believed that I wasn't good enough anymore and that I shouldn't be competing at the level that I'm competing at. So my lack of confidence in my ability and myself, combined with being scared and having the fear of hitting my head and getting concussion again, are the most challenging things that I have had to deal with. So I'm constantly having to work on my confidence, on kind of building up that resilience to it. I love the freedom that skiing gives me, the ability to go at the speeds that I want to go at to places that I want to go to. It's just me and Brett, and we can go pretty fast.
Now, for more updates, visit News 5, The Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.